Hello, and welcome to my presentation on drones in Germany. Today we're going to talk about how drones are used in general, how they're used in Germany, and how they're connected to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So to start, we have our two truths and a lie, and by the end you'll be able to tell which of these are true and which of these is a lie. So what are drones? The word drone is just a term used to describe unmanned aerial vehicles. If it flies and it doesn't have a cockpit, it's a drone. Some characteristics are they're typically small drones. That fly, that are remote controlled, electric, that usually work at short distances, but they can be at long distances, and they normally carry a small payload. So very few business problems come from drones, and the opportunities are numerous. And they can help out in almost every sector of business, from transportation to agriculture, as we heard in our video. Drones also allow businesses to quickly ship small packages, which is very useful for Amazon, and at a reduced cost and a greater speed. In Germany, drones are actually heavily restricted, unlike the United States. You need to have a permit if you want to fly higher than 100 meters, and it's more difficult to get one, and it's very hard and almost socially problematic if you want to fly yours in a public space. They don't appreciate it very much. So who is using drones? To start, drones are used by those who have access, so wealthy countries. And hobbyists will use them for pictures or for odd jobs. Small businesses will use them for mapping and imaging. And large businesses are using them for transportation. They have a positive impact on business owners, healthcare professionals, average citizens, and even government officials who might need to use these for imaging. And it only has a negative impact on a shipping industry, so truck drivers, shipping industries, and actually photographers. If they don't want to use a drone, they will definitely be left behind. So job opportunities. Some drone opportunities are as a UAV operator for the military, as a contract drone pilot on your own, or as a tower technician pilot. So I chose the contract drone pilot, who needs the skills of understanding drones, understanding photography, and understanding how to communicate with their clients. It's full-time, and it pays $50,000 a year. So where are we using drones? Well, retailers will be using drones to assist in transporting their products. AI will use drones to connect and to properly image where the best spots are to do this or that. Construction will be using it in a similar way, but more in land surveys and in their day-to-day activities. And in Germany, while drones are on the rise, many citizens are concerned about privacy rights. So while it is used in Germany, it is cautiously moving forward. And it's not the phenomenon that we see in the States, where almost every family can have one. So a quick SWOT analysis of drones. For strength, it's very fast transportation, it's reliable, it can go in all directions, which is very important, and it's easy to pick up and use. Now, the weaknesses are that obstructions can ruin drones. If you're in a heavily forested area, that can be difficult. There's a high startup cost if you want to use drones en masse, and if you're far away, like in a rural area, it might be difficult for drones to get to you without their battery dying, which is the last issue of battery issues. And opportunities is that the market is emerging for drones, and people want faster transportation, and people really have a desire for better imaging methods from a top-down perspective. Now, threats are the fear of change, as always, legislation, which might stop people from having their own drones for use, and privacy concerns and surveillance issues. So when are we using drones? Well, they're already being expected to be used by the public. We already see them used. In the next few years, they're going to be spreading across the world, and by 2025, drones will be used in all cities, and by 2030, there will be often drone shipping even in rural areas. And while mass adoption will happen soon, to increase profit, reduce costs, as anyone wants to do in their business, there are some barriers, like the fear of drone privacy risks, shortage of drone engineers, the difficulties in drone repair, the decrease in aesthetics, some people don't like watching them, and problems like dealing with communities, like if they have community ordinances that stop you from using a drone. Similarly, Germany is slowly allowing people to use their drones in public areas, but people, like we said before, are still wary. But I think as people see that they're useful for shipping, they'll come around. But how do drones apply to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals? Starting immediately with number 3, emergency reliability. Number 7, we're going to have electric engines as opposed to gasoline to ship your product, which is always useful, as clean energy is more widely accessible in the electric form than in a physical form, or I shouldn't say that, but in a liquid or solid form. And finally, the faster speeds for shipping, small things. That's really going to be great for industry and innovation. Imagine, ordering a small motor and it gets shipped to you in 30 minutes. Incredible. So we're at the end of the presentation, and now you should know what the two truths and a lie are. And clearly, the lie, the drones are watching you eat your cereal. There's no money to be made in watching you eat breakfast, so you shouldn't believe that they're trying to spy on you for any reason. So that was my presentation on drones in Germany, and I hope you enjoyed.